problem is that we have delegated enormous power to AI, and then
Wrong video. Oops.
Yesterday or a couple of days ago, he had on Sagar Enjeti and Crystal Ball. They are the hosts of Breaking Points, which is a political podcast, which is fun listen. It's interesting, worth to listen. Crystal Ball was doing a full-scale defense of Ilhan Omar being a raging Jew hater. And Joe Rogan, being Joe, was riffing. And as he was riffing, he just sort of dumped out a idea of...
Okay, I don't care about this stuff. Okay, yeah. He's going to defend Joe because he likes Joe Rogan and he wants to go on his podcast. Okay. Here.
Now being, her face was a, do you think that that's actually what Ilhan Omar was saying is not true, okay? Ilhan Omar, when she said members of Congress using women's tweet. Okay, so this obviously has gone viral. I know Joe well. Joe is not an anti-Semite. That statement is, he meant the second thing, not the first thing. That's what I will assume from that, because again, I know Joe. Okay, other things that I hate. So there's been this story about a Twitch star who apparently was now being, her face was essentially grafted onto AI pornography. So as a not fan of pornography, as a person who thinks that pornography is one of the scourges of Western public life, I have a lot of sympathy for this person. So her name is QT Cinderella, that's what she calls herself. Her real name is Blair. And she was a victim of deepfake porn. So people pasted her face onto a pre-existing adult video to make it look like she was appearing in the pornography. And people were making fun of her because she was emotional about this. Here is what she sounded like.
If you are able to look at women who are not selling themselves or benefiting off of being seen sexually.
It feels so weird seeing QT Cinderella on the Daily Wire. It's going to feel doubly weird when Ben Shapiro ends up defending her. I don't know how to feel about any of this right now. I'm going to be honest. It's like breaking my brain a little bit. What an odd, strange timeline. Of course, the reason why Ben Shapiro is going to be defending QT is not because like he cares about women. Of course not. It's because he is anti-pornography. But, you know,
they're
broken clock, I guess.
They're not selling it. They're not platforming it themselves. If you are able to look at that, you are the problem. You see women as an object. You should not be okay doing that. And it should not be a part of my job to have to pay money to get this stuff taken down. It should not be part of my job to be harassed, to see pictures of me nude spread around. It should not be something that is found on the internet. It shouldn't be. That shouldn't be a part of my job. And the fact that it is exhausting. And the person that made that website, I'm going to sue you. This is what it looks like to feel violated. This is what it looks like to feel taken advantage of.
Okay, so people are making fun of her. I saw some on the right, some on the left, people making fun of her. My sympathies are all with her. Yes, she was exploited. Yes, she was violated. Yes, there is something deeply wrong with taking a person's face and posting it on another person's naked body and then pretending that that person engaged in pornography. But there is something that our culture refuses to say here, and that is that pornography is bad. It is bad for the person who is
It's kind of gross that, like, he's just using this to just, like, hammer in an anti-porn slant. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't give a fuck about this story. He doesn't care about, like, the victims. He doesn't care about, like, the exploitation. He doesn't care about women being treated as, like, objects of desire. He's just like, porn is bad and immoral.
Actively consenting to the pornography. It's bad for the person who is utilizing the pornography. It's bad for the person like this person who is caught apparently in the crossfire having nothing to do with
Also, the title calls him gamer girl, cries over being used in deepfake porn, which is, like, very yucky the way he's covering this, you know? And I'll be back in a second.
Pornography. But you can say it is bad for people to make pornography and to consume pornography. It's okay to say that. On a moral level, it is a bad thing. Pornography is not a net positive for society. It is not a net neutral for society. It teaches men to treat women as sex objects. Obviously, this is the case. And whether women consent to it or not, it is still wrong, by the way. It's particularly wrong for her because, as she says, I didn't even consent to be part of this, and now you're treating me as a sex object by pasting my face onto nudes of somebody else. And she's totally right about that. But we can also add that even if she had consented to it, which she did not, it would still be wrong. It is bad for the soul. Human beings
Bro, dude, I love this. It's awesome because, like, the reason why QT Cinderella is upset about this is because it undermines a woman's wishes. It sexualizes a woman. It objectifies a woman against their consent. The primary conversation should be around consent. But of course, immediately Ben Shapiro sidesteps from consent and delivers a scathing hot take that, again, devalues and destroys a woman's right to choose to do whatever the fuck she wants with her own body. Like, his anti-pornography take is so insane that he has to fucking run around and be like, women should not be able to consent to pornography. It's still bad. Like, what the fuck? He's still turning around and basically, like, he's still turning around and basically stating that, like, this is not supposed to be about, women's consent, when the entire conversation is. He's like, no, women should not have the consent. Women should not be able to consent to these things that I don't want them to do, because I think it's immoral. Weird.
Not supposed to see each other that way ideally, which is why we used to confine sexual activity to marriage and commitment and love, and now we no longer do. And the wages of that are an incredibly destructive culture that catches innocent people, like this person, in the crossfire. Well, the internet can be a perverse hellhole, but the reality is that the internet can also be your best friend. This is why we love the internet. So, for example, it is via the internet that you can preserve your family memories. This is what I've done via Legacy Box. A Legacy Box is great.
Oh my God. Okay, is there more?
You is across the problem there.
Oh no! Oh my God! The rest of the video. This is